Oh, there he is, live from the YouTubes. And I'm going to hold off and let some people filter in today because I gave absolutely no warning that we were doing a live stream today. No warning at all. So it's untelling how many people are going to be here today. Doesn't matter. It's a Tuesday, April 16th. We're here. It's the day before my brother Josh's birthday. And I know you've seen Josh in a couple of my reviews, so if you want to give him a little happy early birthday to Josh, I'll be sure to show him all the clips and all the comments and all of those beautiful things. So thank you guys so much for joining me on this Tuesday. It's been too long since we've went live, and there's a lot of things to talk about, and there's a lot to get excited about, so I figured this would be the perfect time. That, and because my daughter's asleep and I have some free time. So when you get free time as a dad, you take the free time and you go live on YouTube. So that's what we're doing today. Hey, this is the place, the space to hang out, relax, interact. I think this is a fun thing that we do here. And if you all have any questions for me, super chat, non-super chat, just get in that comment section, whatever it may be. I want to say thank you all so much for being here. And we're going to get into some of these comments here in just a second. But first, as always, if you're here and you like the stuff that we're doing, I appreciate it. 1 and 2, if you want to drop that like down below, it gets the video out there a little bit more. I didn't do, again, barely any promotion for tonight's video. So I don't expect a huge turnout, but I'm happy and thankful you guys are here. And of course, the best way to ask a question is via super chat. We're going to pay attention to those super chats and be sure to get to those and make those the top of today's to-do list. But first, let's go see who's hanging out with us tonight. We have Connor Productions, who was here early. Connor, thanks for being here. We've got Aritra Das saying, what's up? What are some of your favorite anime shows of all time? Love me some Attack on Titan. Love me some, of course, you got the classic nostalgic Dragon Ball Z. That's what I grew up with. I was a big Pokemon fan growing up. But more lately, Demon Slayer, Attack on Titan, and One Punch Man are my 3 current favorite. Everyone's saying watch Jujutsu Kaisen, and I really need to because I've heard nothing but good things about it. Why do you hate the DreamWorks Trolls trilogy? Sonic Boom fan 1995. I don't hate it. I don't despise it. I just don't think they're very good movies. The first 2 are fine. The third one wasn't a big fan of, but I don't know. They just don't work for me. There have been good things about the 3 films. I wouldn't say I hate them, but I'm just not positive on them. Hey, Austin saw Dune Part 2. And you were right. I can't get it out of my mind. Josh, that makes me happy. That is amazing. We've got hello. What's going on? Hayden says, Austin, tell him, talking about my brother Josh. If you just joined us, my brother Josh's birthday is tomorrow. So if you guys want to wish him a happy birthday, tell him happy birthday. Love your videos. Thank you so much. Who's saying happy birthday? Yeah, we got some hellos. We got some highs. Hayden's at 269 subs. Hey, that's a good number. 269. Nice. But Hayden, that's really awesome. I love how every time we do these streams, that it's just growing more and more. And I'm telling you what, you're going to be at 500 before you know it. Those are amazing numbers. Hi, Austin, watching Shogun, and I'm loving it. Reminds me of Game of Thrones in a way. I agree with you, Jeffrey. I got Game of Thrones vibes from Shogun. Not even necessarily with the story, but just kind of the impact that the show is having and the epic nature of it, and really just the full-fledged every week. There's something about the way that the episodes hit and the fact that they're making it a weekly show, but also you're looking forward to what's coming next. And we're getting to the end of the season, and y'all know I'm going to have a recap and a real heavy, hopefully in detail talk about what Shogun Season 1, but really the only season, was all about. I can't wait for that. But yeah, it's an amazing show. It definitely gives me Game of Thrones vibes because I'm waiting for it every single week. I did a podcast episode with Sean Chandler, and it was very fun. Yeah, Sean's a beast. One of my guys. I've done Plenty with Sean, and I'm sure there's going to be more in the future. What's up from down under? What's up, Justin? Thanks for being here, my friend Clayton. Hi, Austin. Hope you're having a good April. Looking forward to real spring. Yes, real spring will be nice because whatever this is, on a week-to-week basis, you've got 50-degree, at least in Kentucky, 50-degree weather, 70-degree weather, 60 degrees. Today was 85. It was beautiful. And next week, it's supposed to be back down to 60. So I'm looking forward to real spring. And anyone who is in that middle part of the United States right now, I know you're feeling the same way. But I did spend some time this last weekend in Chattanooga, Tennessee, and it was a beautiful place to be, man. 80 every day. It was so nice to be down there and visit a friend. Austin 316, how are you, brother? What's up, the Disney nerd? Thanks for being here, my friend. Happy birthday to Josh from Frankie the Beast Maker. Thank you, Frankie. You're awesome. What's up, Austin, homie? What's going on, Trevor? Thanks for being here. I didn't hate the new Ghostbusters, but it wasn't as good as the last. This was a 6 out of 10. Felt a lot like a lot of B plots with an A plot, and I hate Hollywood having the bad guy only in the last 30 minutes. Bob, the awesome. Bob with question marks? Yeah, I'm with you on the bad guy thing. The title of the movie is The Frozen Empire, and I just really didn't get that until the main end of the film, and I get that's what you're building to, but there were so many things going on in that film, it just felt really jumbled for me. That being said, some really nice moments for fans. I like what they did with the OG cast. They didn't feel wasted, and I like parts of the story. I just wish they would have worked on that script just a little more before the movie came out, but I completely understand what you're saying. Oh my goodness, and we do have some legendary super chats here already, and we're going to get into those in just a second. A channel legend, if you will, but I want to make sure I get to everybody who is here today. We've got, who haven't I talked to here? Scavenger. Are you going to any film festivals this year, do you think? I'm not sure, Scavenger. It really all depends on my schedule. Again, I got some things going on, some weddings that I'm doing. I film weddings. That's a thing that I do. But also with the baby, you never know when you're going to be able to go and when you're not. But hopefully I get to at least one. That's my goal. I've went to New York a couple times. Would love to go back. I'm hearing Toronto's going to be pretty crazy this year with the lineup. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I would love to go to one. If nothing else, maybe Sundance next January. That may be where we start going back to film festivals. Or I get to go back to the Critics' Choice Awards. Last time was fun, man. Got to make Michael Keaton laugh in a bathroom. I'll never forget that. Is it normal to have only one good movie by April? I wouldn't say it's normal. I would say normally by this point in the year we have better films. I was a fan of Civil War. I think that one's a good one. I really enjoyed Late Night with the Devil. And then you've got a bunch of sevens. And then you got a bunch of mediocre and a lot of bad. So I'm with you on the whole 2024 thing this year. It's not been what I expected. I expected a lot of these smaller budgeted movies to be better. I expected maybe some of the bigger budgeted movies to be pretty good. And so far, not really working out. So we'll see what happens. But it's going to be hard to surpass Dune. I hope we get some movies that are close to it. I was a fan of Civil War. I know that's a big debate going on online. I don't care. What are your thoughts on the Keanu Reeves casting as Shadow? I think it's perfect casting. I love it. I was getting really excited because the rumor was Hayden Christensen. Hayden Christensen was going to be Shadow, and I liked that idea. I just think of his voice, and he does the dark voice really well. I'm like, okay, that could really work, and being such a big fan of Shadow and Sonic Adventure 2, and that would have been cool. Keanu's great. I like that there's already some Keanu lore in Sonic because he's watching that that clip on the television. I can't remember which movie that was, but that's cool. Somebody said on Twitter, you should just put a stripe down Keanu's back and act like he's a hedgehog, but it actually be Keanu Reeves. And I said that would never work, but it's brilliant. I think they should do it. It would be hilarious. Somebody said Monkey Man. Yeah, you know what? That's another good one, Ivan. That's another good one. Monkey Man, I really enjoyed. I would put that in the upper echelon of movies I've seen this year. Again, you've got Dune Part 2. You've got, for me, at least. Civil War, Late Night with the Devil, Monkey Man. Then you've got some good ones that I think are good, and I liked the Greatest Hits, which is a film that I watched this last weekend. I'm going to put up a Letterboxd review. I enjoyed that one. I thought that was good. But again, beyond that, it's just a lot of mediocre. A lot of mediocre. Go look at my Letterboxd list. You got lots of 5s and 4s and 3s and 2s and a couple of 1s and a horde of 6s. So, yeah, I think by this time we're hoping to have a little more oomph, But hey, back half of the year, things can change. I feel like that happens every year. It happened last year, and I cannot wait to see what happens, man. Got some movies I'm looking forward to. Before we get to these first 2 super chats, Yuri says, hey, what are your thoughts on doing a live stream where you collaborate with another person who dedicates? I'm sorry. What? Who dedicates? Listen, I don't know if YouTube specifically is the place to do that, but if you want to follow my OnlyFans, we can talk. Be sure to send a $100 super chat asking the same question, and we will be able to talk about that, all right? But it's got to be a $100 super chat if you want to at least discuss that, and you can go on over to my OnlyFans. I'm not telling you the username, though. You have to figure it out on your own. That's... I can't wait to show my wife that. She'll love it. Clayton says, OMG, Austin, no. Listen, I will do a lot of things for money. That's not one of them, but the discussion can be had. Sonic Boom Fan 1995 says, I wished it was Oscar Isaac as Shadow the Hedgehog because he did an awesome job as Spider-Man 2099. I don't hate that. I don't hate that, Sonic Boom Fan. Oscar Isaac would have really worked as the voice. Now, I'm not saying I'm Oscar Isaac'd out. I'm not. I want as much of him as I can handle. That's what she said. But I think going in a little bit of a different direction because we just had a really what feels to be iconic Oscar Isaac performance in an animated thing. And I know Sonic's not technically an animated movie, but it kind of is. Spider-Man 2099 was amazing. Give me Keanu Reeves as Shadow. I want to see what he does. If it is just Keanu's voice, fine. But I want to see if he changes it up a little bit. If he goes darker, if he has a little more of a gravelly, graspy thing to it, I think that would be really interesting. So, hey, give me Keanu as Shadow. Didn't really think of it, but now that I'm seeing it, I'm like, cool. He rocketed his Duke Kaboom. Hey, DJ Cup. Yes, he did. That's a good pull. Connor Productions says, yep, well, I'm out. See ya. Hey, listen, it's not for everyone, I promise. What's going on with these? Oh, boy, I don't know. Let's just not spam the same thing over and over and over. I get the joke. It's funny, but let's not just let's not put the same thing in the chat. You know who I'm talking to. Excited for Megalopolis. I am. It's weird. It's a weird thing going on because you have some people like studios don't believe in this. They don't believe in it enough to finance it. It's a weird film. You've got others like he's back as a director, Francis Ford. He's back. It's going to be crazy and it's going to be Oscar worthy. And this is it. This is what we've been waiting on. So I'm hearing two very different sides of the coin right now. And I don't know what to believe. But that makes me more interested in the movie. I want to see it more now because of these divided up opinions on the film. I want to see it more now because my interest it was already peaked because of who's involved, but it's been peaked even more from the people talking about both sides. So I think that's cool. I'm looking forward to the movie and I can't wait to see what's going to happen with it. I can't wait. Netflix acquired the rights to stream Heels. Hey, that's cool. I've heard really good things about Heels. I have not watched much of it. I think I watched the first, I want to say 2 episodes. What I liked. Again, when I'm not reviewing shows, most of the time I can't find time for them. But it's one of those where I think Netflix could pick it up. I really do, if it gets super popular on the platform. So let's see what happens. Let's see here, and I want to get into these super chats and make sure I'm really hitting them hard here. But I want to get to this one. How is John the Flick Pick doing? He hasn't posted on YouTube in a while. As far as I know, he's doing good. We talk about movies all the time. John is going to be a busy, busy man this year. He is getting prepped and prepared for a wedding. As you guys saw on his Instagram page, he is engaged, and so he's busy with that. He's busy with his job. He's trying to find a good movie this year. He really enjoyed Dune 2, which is awesome, and we're both excited for the next screening that we can attend. We're hoping, at least I said I'm hoping. I don't know if he feels the same way exactly. Hoping we get something for Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes together. And if we do, we're definitely going to do some sort of collab. But yeah, John's a busy bee right now, man. He's in the midst of a big life swing, a life change. Pretty freaking awesome. Very happy for him. And can't wait to be there for him for that. He is not married yet. That will be this year at some point. But yeah, I'm so excited, man. So excited. Yeah, go check out his Instagram. He put his proposal pictures on the Instagrams. So John's growing up. It's so beautiful. Yeah, I'm so pumped for him. So pumped for him, man. Let's see. Super pumped to see you enjoyed the Fallout series. As a huge fan of the games, it's my favorite piece of content this year that isn't named Dune Part 2. Have a great stream, buddy. Sully Streams, channel legend, I would say, but also a legendary channel yourself, my friend. Yeah, I loved it. I really did. Again, I am the opposite end of the spectrum. I really like the games, but what I've seen and what I've played, I'm not invested in the lore. I've not really full-on played the games. I've only ever played them at a friend's house. I've watched a friend play them, yada, yada, yada. But as a non-hardcore fan, I think it's great. I really do. I love what they're doing with these video game projects right now. I think there is an opportunity to do all sorts of things with Fallout, whether it be a season 2 or spinoffs, but I really liked what I saw. Can't speak on it from a hardcore fan's perspective, but you can, Sully, and that is really cool to see. Let's see. Hey, Austin Finley Gaming. Hey, how you doing? Lisa Nakaib, have you seen Challengers? Excited for that one. Yeah, I had a screening opportunity last week. Didn't go to it. I have a screening opportunity Monday. I think I'm going to try my absolute best to go. And hopefully, I'm going to pop the question to, and I don't know if you guys remember do you remember the Schmoes Know after show? You guys remember that? Did you ever watch the Schmoes Know? And they would do their podcast, and you'd have the after show hosted by Ryan Snelling. Well, I'm going to try my best to get Ryan Snelling to go to this Challenger screening with me. He actually lives very close to me. We talk quite a bit, so you might be seeing a little bit of a collab review with one former Schmoes Know after show podcast host. Great guy. Really hope I can get him to go to Challengers with me. I'm going to propose that hopefully this evening. We almost saw Civil War together, but I was out of town this weekend, unfortunately. Hey, Austin, how you doing? No, how you doing? How you doing, Sean? All right, hey, we've got some big-time super chats here. And one, and my God, I didn't even see how much this was, Rocky McFly. Just saw you send a super chat. I do not deserve this, but Rocky McFly is a channel legend around these parts, okay? First of all, the profile picture, banging, as always. Do kids say banging? I don't know if they say banging. We're saying it. Rocky McFly, you're a beast. Thank you so much. And I know you asked a question. We'll get to that in just a second, but I just want to say I really do appreciate it. And man, as always, these super chats mean a lot to the channel, for the channel. Most importantly, just because I'm always working on upping the ante. And right now, I told you guys this, I think a couple of streams ago, my next goal is to get a new microphone for this channel just so it sounds a lot better than it does. We've made some improvements, but just for the sake of these live streams, there's not a lot I can do during the live streams to make it sound better than it is now. So if we could invest in a new microphone, thank you. And always investing your all super chats back into something like that. So Rocky McFly, you're awesome. You're a legend. We love you around these parts. And I know we'll get to your question here in just a second. But Fred has a good super chat right now. And Fred Carmichael, once again, asking great questions. thoughts on the Damien Chazelle prison film announcement? Yeah, so it's funny because a lot of people were saying Damien Chazelle was in director prison or director jail after the epic failure of Babylon financially. But I figured, as good of a director as Damien Chazelle is, you can't keep that guy locked away forever. Eventually, he's going to make his way out, and sure enough, we've got a movie coming out, Damien Chazelle. All we know is that it takes place in I think they said a prison cell or just a prison and in jail cells, so maybe multiple cells. And some people were like, oh, he watched the Joker 2 trailer, which I thought was pretty funny. But no, I'm very excited for this. I don't know what he's doing. I would love for him to go back to his Whiplash roots, just a lower budgeted looking and feeling movie with great cinematography, but a great character study. I think, a lot of people really enjoyed Babylon. I was disappointed by it because it got a little too frantic and didn't have a sole focus, but it just felt a little scrambled, in my opinion. Scrambled eggs. I'm hungry. I would love some scrambled eggs. Anyway, but yeah, I think this is the right call for him, doing something that feels like it's going to be a little smaller than Babylon. Get a couple of really talented actors in there. Who knows? Maybe reuniting with J.K. Simmons is the move here. But man, I just think he's so talented. So love the idea. I love hearing that he's back. Damien Chazelle's back, baby. So I can't wait for this. Challengers review win. So if I'm seeing it Monday, I'm going to try to get a review out by next Tuesday is the goal. We'll say next Tuesday or next Wednesday in that vicinity. So can't wait to see the film. I've heard nothing but good things about it. And, I've been a little hot and cold on Guadagnino's movies. So maybe this is the one. Maybe this is the one for me where I'm just like, yes, that is awesome. What were your what were your baby's thoughts on Civil War? Well, she was riveted from start to finish. It is funny. It wasn't my Civil War screening. It was a Dune Part 2 screening where kids, it was my third time seeing the movie, I believe. So it didn't bother me as much, even though it did bother me, of course. But it was my wife's first time seeing it, and the kids running up and down the aisles. And I'm like, and they looked like 2 or 3 years old. So it's not like they're 5 or 6 and they'll retain some of the knowledge from the film. No, they're like 2 or 3. Okay. One, they're not going to remember this because their life hasn't kicked in. You remember when you were younger and you're just like, wow, I'm alive and I'm a human. Okay. So when people say, oh, well, your 3-year-old really wants to do this. They clearly, they don't know they exist yet. That's why you make decisions for them as a parent. So they were 2 or 3 years old and they're just running up and down the aisles. And I'm like, first of all, why are you bringing kids that age to see Dune Part 2? And second of all, why are you allowing them to run up and down the aisles? So as a father to a not even 1-year-old yet who can't run up and down yet, I'm trying to refrain a couple of years, meaning 5 or 6 years before I actually take her to a theater, because I know she won't remember it, because you don't remember things when you're 2. But in terms of her sitting and watching movies with me at the house, baby, come on now. Don't tell my pediatrician, okay? She's like, you're limiting screen time, right, Austin? I'm like, of course. As she sits by my side watching whatever I'm watching at the time, mostly sports. I'm turning her into a big, massive football fan, okay? When she was 3 months old, she was all over football. Again, she has no clue what's going on, but the colors were beautiful. No, she loved Civil War. She gave it an 8.7 out of 10. That was her score, just like her daddy. Thoughts on the upcoming Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes? I mentioned a little bit earlier, we're hopefully going to get a screening for that. I'm excited. I'm so excited. I can't wait for that movie, man. And I quote, baby noises. Yes, lots of baby noises for Dune Part 2. Are you watching Shogun? Yes, I am loving it. Hopefully going to do some sort of video when we finish up. I did a episode 1 reaction, but I really want to talk spoilers. I really just want to go in heavy detail on my thoughts on this film. Rocky McFly, who left that super chat earlier. Rocky, I can't thank you enough, man. You're awesome. Love, love, love whenever you ask a question. Really appreciate the super chats. Always welcome on this channel, live stream, normal video, whatever the circumstances. What would you say, and I can already tell this is going to be a great question, has been the most underappreciated movie of the past 5 years? I would go with Honey Boy. That is an outstanding example. I would go with Honey Boy. It isn't really talked about anymore. Man, that's tough. Rocky McFly, you're going to make me go, and I'm going to do it. You're going to make me go to Letterboxd and just kind of take a look at some of the movies that I think are a little more underappreciated. And genuinely, there have been movies that I've absolutely loved. And by the time you get to the end of the year, you're just like, I am not hearing a word about this film. So let's start with, we'll say, we'll do 4 years. We'll do a little 2021 action. So these were all Oscar-nominated films. Ooh, I got a great example. And see if you guys agree with me here. I think a movie, and I know people really liked it. But Pig, starring Nicolas Cage. I think that was a great, outstanding movie that should have gotten a little more love. And I honestly thought Nicolas Cage had a possibility of getting an Oscar nomination. He was that good in that movie. You know, a lot of people expected it to be John Wick. It wasn't John Wick, although it was similar-ish in nature. But man, I thought Pig was a really good film. And I think you guys have already, Come On, my number one of that year, it's still my number one of that year. Technically, Bo Burnham's Inside I have as a higher score, but it's hard. Is that a movie? Whatever. Come On is outstanding. It's a great film. Should have been talked about more, should have been considered for all kinds of Oscars. I think it's one of, if not Joaquin Phoenix's, maybe his best performance of the last 5 years. I mean, maybe as much as Joker. I just love that movie, and I love everything about that movie. How about another film that year before we move on? 9 Days. I don't know if you guys got a chance to see 9 Days. I really, really, really ate up that movie. It was different. It was refreshing. Winston Duke was amazing. Zazie Beetz was outstanding, and it ended up being right on the edge of my top 15 that year. Great, great film. And I actually saw it really, really early. Moving into 2022, and I'm just talking about the higher rated movies that I have. Let's see here. Well, it did very well on Netflix, but I loved the movie Hustle. I think people talked about it a lot, so I wouldn't say it's super underrated. And I'll get back to Rocky McFly's original question, or underappreciated. But in terms of what Adam Sandler was able to do there, I think it was a little underappreciated. Let's see, what are some other? Well, I would say Bullet Train. Only because Bullet Train got a rotten score on Rotten Tomatoes. I was a huge fan of Bullet Train. I loved the experience in it from the moment it started until the freaking credits hit. I thought it was a really fun, great movie. And another one that I'll say from that year is one that I find really interesting. I thought it was hilarious, weird. The Al Yankovic story. And I know a lot of people who hate that film, like John, the flick pig. We were talking about it. He hates that movie. I really liked it. I thought it was really funny. That type of humor really worked for me, and satirical type of film that was really good. And then let's do one more. We'll talk about maybe one from last year. And that's one that at the end of the day, this movie should have gotten an Oscar nomination. It's Blackberry. I could say Air, but I do think the general audience was really kind of raving about Air. But Blackberry is one that I think more people should have seen, and then it should have gotten any type of love at the Oscars. Glenn Howerton, are you kidding me? That is a revolutionary performance for his career. Just an outstanding film. Blackberry was great. Let me go through here and see what you guys are saying, what you guys think are underappreciated. Morbius. Cocaine Bear. You know, I saw Cocaine Bear at a premiere in my hometown, Lexington, Kentucky. Red Rocket. That's a good one. I really like that. The Green Knight is underrated. I wouldn't say it's underrated by critics, but in terms of, I know a lot of more general audience members that didn't like The Green Knight, so I could see that. Come On's the most obvious answer. Absolutely. Searching. Yeah, that's a good one. Underappreciated film. Top Gun Maverick, I wouldn't say that one's underappreciated. I think a lot of people really, really loved that movie and really showed up for that film, and it made so much money at the box office. Asteroid City, I liked it. I wouldn't say personally it's underappreciated because I just liked it. I think a lot of people just liked it. Didn't quite love it. Maybe I wanted to love it a little bit more. Dr. Sleep. I don't know if that's in the last 5 years. Is it? It might be. Great movie. Great choice, Trevor. I like that. Gran Turismo. You know what? I like Gran Turismo. I really liked that movie. I did. I thought that was a fun film, Hayden. I'm with you. Extraordinary League of Ungentlemanly Warfare is getting good reviews, Austin. Hey, Sean, guess what? Guess where I was earlier? I was at a screening for Extraordinary League of Ungentlemanly Warfare, and I am not going to say anything about it because my review is dropping tomorrow, other than it's fun. It's fun. That's all I'm going to say. I don't want to say too much more. It's fun. It's fun. Is that a positive connotation, a negative connotation? I don't know. But it's a fun movie. And I'm excited to talk more detail. I think there's some really cool things I have to say about Henry Cavill in this review that may surprise a lot of people. And this is not a Henry Cavill. It is, but it isn't. He has this thing about his voice that he does in this movie that I don't want to say. I'll leave that for the review. But it's fun. I'm excited for you guys to see that review. Let's see, Annihilation. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I love me some Annihilation. The Super Mario Brothers movie was underappreciated. Yeah, I think some critics didn't like that one at all. I thought it was okay. That was okay. A sexy connotation. Is it better than Argyle? Yes. It's a lot better than Argyle. And how much is Henry Cavill in it? A lot more than Argyle. I don't want to get too far into my review yet, but there's something about the movie that I needed more of. That's where I'll stop. But yeah, a lot more than Argyle. It's a lot better than Argyle. Let's see here, guys. And I think we got another super chat here. Oh, we got two more super chats. Rocky McFly, by the way, we just spent a long time. That's a great question. That's why you're a channel legend. You produce bangers. All right. We've got, how about the Cali Kid? Thoughts on Spider-Man 02? Just saw it. It's great. Yeah, I mean, look, even if it wasn't great, I have so much nostalgia for it. It doesn't matter if it's great because it's great to me and it's always going to be a great experience. And I remember the first time that I saw that movie, I was running around my house acting like I'm swinging webs, thinking I'm Spider-Man, even though I wasn't even close to Spider-Man. Like, dude, come on. You're not Spider-Man. Who are you? Little punk. Idiot. Young Austin. Dummy. Jeez. If I could time travel back, I would have just smacked myself right in the face. Anyway, yeah, what was the question? Spider-Man 02. Great. It's a great superhero movie. Look, it set the stage for what was to come with superhero films. But it really, I mean, you just watch some of those scenes and sequences, man. It had so much style. So much freaking style in that movie. And you watch some superhero movies today, even superhero movies that I absolutely love, with zero style or nothing close to what Raimi was just the oozing off of screen when he's swinging through New York or, fighting Green Goblin and the music and the sound effects. And I think of that sequence when Uncle Ben dies and he just stands right up and he's running through the alley, man. I'm like, my God, who thought of that? And I know some of the effects aren't the best and it's very cheesy. One thing Raimi added to this movie, and it's really an early 2000s superhero thing, but especially Raimi films, it's cheesy, okay? And that's not going to be for everyone, especially if you watch it for the first time today. But it works so well in the early 2000s, and the entire experience holds up. So I think that movie holds, man, I love it so much. Nick says, Toby really became a legend for that film alone. Yeah, legendary status to a lot of people. And a lot of people still look at him and say, that's the best Spider-Man, because that's the one that I know, and he was incredible in it. Pick a hunk. Henry Cavill or Alan Richardson? Is that his name? Is that his name? Richardson? I don't know if that's his name. Regardless. Yeah. Oh man. Both good-looking guys. Both. You'd have to ask my wife. I think she is whenever we watch that scene in Man of Steel with Henry Cavill's got his shirt off, I know what her answer would be. Okay. It's a good-looking guy. But I think they're both great. I love, Reacher, big fan of that. I think he would do great as Batman, to be honest with you. So while I'm watching this movie today, I'm like, that is our former Superman and possible future Batman on screen together. Really cool to see. Really cool to see. So, yeah, that's a hunk off if I've ever seen one. Doc Ock, enough said. Yeah, if we start talking about Spider-Man 2, then we really are talking about legendary status, because Spider-Man 2 is one of the definitive comic book movies of all time. I stand by that. I will stay with that forever. I think it's an outstanding movie. JT Miller says, nice glasses. Thank you so much. The daycare ladies asked me this morning about my glasses. They're like, so why has it got and I'm like, it's a yellow filter. It's supposed to be a blue light blocker. So I'm looking at the computer all day working on these videos for you guys, and started to get really bad migraines. And I said, let's get something to help with that. So, on your phone, when you turn on the yellow light, it's actually yellow right now. That's essentially what these glasses are doing for me when I look at a computer. But I'm blind, so I have to wear them all the time. Like, it's bad. I have to wear them while I'm driving. I have to wear them while I'm walking. If I'm walking the dogs outside and stuff, just because I can't see far away. So they're on here most of the time. Sometimes they're not, but hey, it's nice. Thank you guys for complimenting them, man. And my wife said I looked like Elton John when I first got the glasses. So this, oh, Rosie, I love this boy. And I love the Spider-Man 2 callbacks. Come on now. Come on. And you can't slide one past me either. I've seen that movie. I've seen Spider-Man 2 probably more than any comic book movie in history. And I still remember that first trailer. Do you guys remember that trailer that dropped for Spider-Man 2? Most of you guys are too young for that, but oh my. And the music that's dun 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 dun. Oh my God. Go search. Okay, this is back when trailers were terrible. Go search for the Spider-Man 2 trailer. That's a great trailer. Whoever edited that trailer in the early 2000s, years ahead of your time. Years ahead of your time. That is an amazing, amazing trailer. Got me motivated. And then it ends with Harry taking off the mask. He says, let's see who's behind the mask. And oh my God, he's got the knife. Woo! Come on now, baby. Let's go. That's great. That's great. How did you like Kong movie? I assume you mean the new Godzilla Kong. Well, my review's on the channel. You can go check that out. I thought it was fun. I don't think it's a great movie, but I thought it was really fun, really entertaining. So that's exactly what you need from a film like that. 100%. And I think a lot of people enjoyed it, rightfully so. Rewatched Magnolia. It's a 5 out of 5. Oh my God. What a great movie. Magnolia is an outstanding film. Really high up his filmography. I don't know if it's my favorite, but I'll say this. I think it's Tom Cruise's best performance. I genuinely believe that, Lyndon. I think it's Tom Cruise's best performance of his career. I would say that's actually really tough if you start to think about all of his performances, but he's amazing. That should have been an Oscar type of performance, to be honest with you. Yeah, Magnolia, that's an amazing film, man. For me, I think Dumb Money that's a good one. Is underrated. It didn't even make its budget back, which is very disappointing. It should have gotten some more Oscar love. Yeah, that's a good film. I like the cast. My experience with that one was weird because the sound was off and they had to come fix it in the middle of the movie. So it's like, did it tarnish? Did it ruin the experience for me? But I still liked it. I gave it, I think, a 7-ish out of 10. I enjoyed the film. I'm going to watch Dune 2 in IMAX 70mm for the third time this week. Oh yeah, buddy, that's a great movie. Oh man, 70mm. I saw it once in 70mm. I saw it once in Cinemark XD. I saw it once in normal IMAX, and then I saw it once in Dolby. So I've seen it 4 different ways. Dune 2 served up 4 different ways. All right. That's the way to watch it. But I would say I prefer the IMAX 70mm. That's my favorite. That's my favorite. That's the way God intended on us watching it. Next super chat. Akash saying, are you looking forward to this weekend's offering Abigail, Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare? Yes, well, I was talking about that just a second ago and have seen that one. I'm excited to talk about that for you all tomorrow. Abigail. I really like the trailer for Abigail. It's a good trailer. Love the cast. Very stacked cast. But it's really cool. You've got the vampire-ish type of movie, but then you've got the we're trapped in a house, we can't escape vibe, and a lot of things that just have me kind of salivating for an experience like this, a horror experience that we don't often get nowadays. And I really do like the vibe from the trailer. So I'm looking forward to it. Also, do not forget, we've got Rebel Moon Part 2, The Scar Giver. Is that the name of it? Did I get that right? And that's a film that I'm not saying I'm looking forward to. But could sway me on this Rebel Moon thing. Because I was really excited for the first. The trailer got me motivated. It got me hyped. And then I watched the movie and I said, it's bad. And I hate to say that because I'm oftentimes a Zack Snyder defender. I like Zack Snyder's movies. I really do. I even defend Army of the Dead because I'm a psycho. But yeah, no, I didn't like part 1. So maybe that gets me back on board. And maybe it gets me motivated for all the different cuts of the movie coming this summer. Why are we doing this, man? I don't know. Just give me 2 movies and stop. Why are we doing more cuts? And I think Zach just came out and said he wants to do a different cut of a different film. And I'm just like, stop it. Stop what you're doing. I love Zack Snyder, but stop it. All right. Yeah, Abigail looks great. I'm excited to see that. My goal is to see it Thursday, have a review for you all on Friday because... Oh, well, maybe I'll have a review for you on Thursday because Friday is Rebel Moon Day. So maybe we will do Thursday. We'll do Thursday, Abigail, be a little later in the day, obviously, and then we'll do Rebel Moon on Friday. And, of course, the Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare tomorrow. It's going to be a stacked weekend, a packed weekend, man. Excited for that. The Northman is underrated. I don't think it was underrated by critics. I think critics really loved it, but in terms of more broad appeal, I could get behind that. I could really get behind that. I loved The Northman. I just watched Project X for the first time, and I have to say it's a great movie. I haven't seen it in a while. I really enjoyed it. I don't think I have it ranked on Letterboxd because it's just been so long since I've seen it. I need to watch it again because I really enjoyed it. That seems to be one that has stayed in the zeitgeist, and I would really love to revisit that. Problem is Snyder is a nerd, which is great, but also not. I understand what you're saying. Yeah, Snyder is... there's some things about these different ultimate cuts and releases that I'm not a fan of. I think it's weird. Best and worst Zack Snyder movies. Oh, man. That's... Wow. Well, I mean, honestly, the worst might be Rebel Moon. It was bad. It was really bad. Really, really bad. Uninteresting, dull. I think there were some really good things about it, but they never expanded on them. Best, Zack Snyder's Justice League I loved. Man of Steel, obviously. The Watchmen. I think Watchmen, I'm really just growing on that movie, man. And I've always thought it was really good, but I think over the last 3 to 4 years, every time I think about Watchmen or whenever I go back and revisit it, I'm like, this is special. I think it's a special comic book movie. So Watchmen's in the conversation. Obviously, I'm a Man of Steel guy. I am a Zack Snyder's Justice League guy, but that's 4 hours, so it's not for everyone. It's not everyone's cup of tea. Yeah, worst, I would say Rebel Moon. And I know not a lot of people like that I'm saying that, but, some underrated horror movies that I can think of. Exorcist 3, Psycho 2. I've never seen Psycho 2. Candyman, that's a good one. The Lost Boys, Christine, interesting. The Howling, yes. John Carpenter's The Fog. Yeah, I like that. I like those choices. I need to see Psycho 2. And I don't think I've seen Exorcist 3. There are some Exorcist movies that I haven't seen. I think that's one. I want to say that's one of them. Sucker Punch is way worse than Rebel Moon. Yeah, I mean, that's true. Sucker Punch is also not good. I don't know, though. I mean, yeah, Sucker Punch is not good. I kind of forgot about Sucker Punch. That's actually the one he was talking about doing the extended version of. But Rebel Moon's pretty bad. I would choose the Owls of Ga'Hoole over both of those films. I think the Owls of Ga'Hoole is fine. Rebel Moon and Sucker Punch are definitely bad. I thought Justice League was poop. I thought the Joss Whedon Justice League was poop. I thought his Justice League was great. It was really great. I'll stand behind that one. I thought it really, really worked. It had the right tone. It was way more interesting of a story. It was just a different movie in its entirety. And that's the thing is I'm giving them flack for all these extended versions, but I usually like the extended versions more. So, but now he's with Netflix. So I'm like, so I think, why are we doing the same thing? Why are we doing the same thing that was before? The point of getting with a new studio is just let him release his movie. So we've got a original version of Rebel Moon, and now we've got an extended version. It's like, why are we doing this? It's the same thing. The cycle repeats. I think Rebel Moon is more disappointing. It is disappointing, but I also think it's a bad movie. I think it's both. But speaking of Rocky McFly, I got to get to your second super chat, my friend. Out of the past 5 years, what would you say had the most overall great movies? I would go 2019, but 2023 is close second. Woo, that's a good question, Rocky. You're up in the game here, all right? Yeah, I would say 2019 is the obvious answer. That's the one. Gosh, we're getting to the point where that's going to be 6 years out eventually. Jeez. 2019 is the one I automatically think of. I think 2020 was disappointing. I think 2021 was definitely a step up from 2020. Some good ones in there. Overall, it wasn't great, but I think some really good. 2022 was a massive step up. Okay. You got Top Gun, The Batman, Everything Everywhere All at Once, All Quiet on the Western Front, The Banshees of Inisherin. I really enjoyed The Menu, Cha Cha Real Smooth, After Sun, you got Avatar 2, Decision to Leave, Tar, Pinocchio, RRR, The Northman. 2022 was a 2022 was a really, really good movie, or really good year. Really good year. Like, outstanding. And 2023 was great as well. It was much more top heavy, though. I'd say I may say 2022 was a little better than 2023, because 2023 was just, you've got some of the best of the decade all here at the top. Oppenheimer, Holdovers, Spider-Verse. Oh, wow. Godzilla -1, Iron Claw, John Wick. Okay. Starting to sway myself just a little bit here. Air, Guardians of the Galaxy, Past Lives, Blackberry. Boy. Okay, now we're getting into 2022 versus 2023, because that's what I just listed off is really, really good. So I would say if I had to order them, 2019, we'll say 2022 and 2023 are really, really, really close, because 2023 is just seriously top heavy. So that might give it the edge. Then 2022, 2021, 2020 is last for me, because obviously 2020 was the COVID year, but that really impacted the films. But yeah, 2019, man. And you all know the movies, but let's see if I can find that list. The other ones were here at the top, and just kind of go through this ridiculous. I'll go through some of my personal favorites, Rocky McFly, just for you. 1917, Avengers Endgame, Marriage Story, Parasite, Uncut Gems, oh, golly, The Lighthouse, Ford v Ferrari, Knives Out, The Farewell, Midsommar, Joker, Jojo Rabbit, Honey Boy, The Irishman, John Wick 3, Waves, Peanut Butter Falcon, Rocket Man, Dragged Across Concrete. Oh my God, Portrait of a Lady on Fire, Little Women, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Klaus, Booksmart, El Camino. I mean, Us. Nothing is beating that. It's not happening. It's just not happening, man. It's 2019 and then the rest. It's 2019 and then the crowd. Okay. No, I was impressed with 23 and 22 because, like you said, you've got just movies, Top Gun Maverick, Batman competing against Oppenheimer and holdovers and just insane, man. My God, my goodness, what a year 2019 was. Can we go back there? Blade Master says 2019 is insane. Yeah, 2019 is insane. You got the Batman. 2019 is top. Oh my gosh. Let's see here. Austin, have you watched The Fall Guy? I'm watching it next week. Yeah, I'm watching it. I believe I'm watching it next week. As of now, it's Wednesday. I'm waiting to see if there's a screener that's a couple days earlier. If there is, yes. If it's just that Wednesday, I'm just going to stay here. And but 100%, I'm going to watch it the first opportunity. I get very excited for it. I'm in a Ryan Gosling mood. I don't know if you guys saw Saturday Night Live this weekend, but oh my God. Oh my God, it was hilarious. It was so funny. Yeah. Woo. Hey, whoa. Hey, whoa, Gary B. What's going on? Somebody said, can you not ignore me, please? I promise I'm not ignoring anyone. I promise. 2019, 2023, 22, 21, 20 easily. Good order. That's probably where I would go with it. But again, 23 and 22, very close. Trevor says Stand By Me feels underrated. Also, what a masterpiece. Stand By Me is one of my all-time favorites. One of my all-time favorites. Absolutely outstanding. Somebody said Rebel Moon over Dune. Oh my God. Oh my God. I love you, Enchanted Rose. I appreciate you being here, but that is maybe the worst take of the day. I was hoping Rebel Moon would have been better. I really was, but boy, what a dull movie. Well, yeah, talking about the Ryan Gosling. Oh man, the Beavis and Butthead skit this weekend, outstanding, and he laughed at everything. Gosling is always so funny on SNL because he just always breaks character. But man, the Beavis and Butthead skit is one of the best things. It's probably the best thing they've done in years on SNL. So great. Both of them were outstanding. The way that Keenan just kept it together and somehow didn't burst into laughter like everybody else did. Really impressive. Really impressive. You can't sleep on 21 because Minari, The Father, Promising Young Woman, all of those really, really good. Yeah, 21 had some bangers for sure. Let's see. Austin, what about your worst movies in 2019? Well, let's go back to the list and see what I had at the bottom here. I don't know. Are we still on 2019? Yeah, we are. Goodness gracious, I saw a lot of movies that here. We're in the 230s. Yeah, The Haunting of Sharon Tate. Oh boy. I think I gave that movie a 0. Yeah. No, I gave it a 5. I gave it a 5%. Haunting of Sharon Tate. Drive. Awful. The Fanatic with John Travolta. Awful. Cats, dreadful. I wanted to leave the theater. I wanted to tear my eyes out. And Doom Annihilation. Good Lord. Followed by Playmobil, Sextuplets, Secret Obsession, and the really bad Hellboy movie with David Harbour. Yikes. But every year has crap like that, okay? We can't just... We can't just talk about 2019. Every year has horrible films like that. Man, oh man. What a bad list of movies. Bad list of movies. Pick one, Ryan Gosling or Ryan Reynolds. Ken or Deadpool. I think Ryan Reynolds is super entertaining. I love watching him. I think he's outstanding as Deadpool. But I think as an actor, Gosling has shown me a little more. And I think that's just the roles, to be honest with you. Reynolds always does kind of the same shtick, to be honest with you. But Gosling's great. The range, he's dynamic when he needs to be. He always has that calm-ish demeanor, but really, really, really good actor. Really good actor. Both great actors. But I would choose Gosling over Reynolds. Let's see here. Let's see here, guys. I'm just looking for some questions that I haven't answered. Let me get to this other super chat. Oh, we got 2 more super chats. So I got to make sure I keep getting to these because we're almost at the hour mark. How are we almost at the hour mark, man? This is crazy. These things fly by. Okay. Battle Royale from Shape of Soup. Bo Burnham versus Spider-Ham versus Cocaine Bear. My God. Okay, Bo Burnham, I love you. You're outstanding. You will get your eyes clawed out by Cocaine Bear, so you're dead off the bat. Spider-Ham, I feel like Spider-Ham's more powerful than we saw in the first Spider-Verse movie. But again, when you've got a bear on cocaine, okay, there's not much you can do. And Spider-Ham, I love the hammer. I love the spider powers. You would probably find a way. Okay, logically, Spider-Ham would probably win this. But how do I not go with Cocaine Bear? It's a bear on cocaine. You can't get any cooler than that. All right, you also can't get any more drugged out than that. So Cocaine Bear is my champion. Bo Burnham, you're amazing, but you would be eaten alive by both of those two characters. Spider-Ham is a beast, and I hope we see him again in the third Spider-Verse movie. What am I seeing here? I'm seeing you look handsome. Oh, well, tell my wife that, because she doesn't appreciate the pure beauty of her husband. I hope she's watching. She's up there doing something. You know, she always says she's going to watch me, and then I go up there and she's watching Law and Order, and I'm just like, hey, what's cooler, your husband or Law and Order? And she always says Law and Order, and she's right. She's right. She's got a point. So thank you so much. That was very sweet. I went on a bit of a tangent, but that was very, very nice. Yeah, he's great in Buried. I think Reynolds, that's one of the movies where you see that Ryan Reynolds has something more to offer. But I need to see more. You know, with Gosling, we've gotten so many. We've gotten Drive. We've gotten Blade Runner. Obviously, we've gotten La La Land. We got Ken. I mean, just the resume is incredibly diverse, which I really liked. What if Bo challenged Cocaine Bear to a dance-off? I don't know, man. Bo's probably a good dancer, but again, you got a bear on cocaine. He would probably figure it out. He'd figure out how to dance. Look, if I was on cocaine, I would probably be a better dancer. So let's give Cocaine Bear a shot here, okay? Austin Burke, if you read my chats, I'll subscribe. Sonic Boom Fan 1995. So you're not subscribed. That hurts. Listen, again, people think I'm ignoring them. I read what I see. If I don't see it, that's part of the reason why I always say super chats, because that assures that I see them. But you don't have to do super chats. That's not something that I would say you have to do. But again, I can't see everything at all times. So I'm doing the best I can. But yeah, that's the first one I've seen in a while. Let's see. Is Madison a CSI or an SVU girl? Yeah, she's an SVU girl, 100%. Big SVU girl. Although she's been on a little bit of a CSI kick lately, but she has seen every SVU episode you could possibly imagine. Incredible. Howdy, good sir. What's up, Kali Wally? Thanks for being here, my friend. Is this a new setup or a new house? Right now, I'm just vibing with it, man. This is the same house. I'm vibing with this setup. It was originally a way to just kind of clean up over there on that side of the room with the desk and the pops, but I'm vibing with the movie theater chair. It's a little more comfortable for me. I got the TV screen in the back that puts the logo or the movie poster on, all those things. I like it. I really like what we're doing right now. But again, I may go back to the other set eventually. I'm just kind of feeling this one. What's your wife's taste on movies? That's a good question, Oppen Homies. She loves horror. She's a horror girl. More than me. Way more than me. I like horror, but it's very certain movies that I really like. More artsy horror or something a little more classic like The Thing. Madison's like, whatever horror movie is out right now, let's watch it. Doesn't matter if it's good, if it's bad, let's watch it. And so every time we're picking a movie, it starts for her in the horror genre, which is pretty cool. So we got very different tastes, but at the same time, we both love A24. They're artistic types of movies and things like that. And we're both really big on superheroes. She loves The MCU, she loves, not as much lately. She's not been watching as much lately, but she loves the MCU. She's a big fan. She probably likes the X-Men movies more than the MCU. She loves X-Men films. We went back and we were watching them over Christmas, and man, oh man, she just really, really liked it. Really, really liked it. That entire binge, really exciting for her. So yeah, big horror girl, big X-Men fan. It's pretty awesome. Somebody said, be careful pronouncing horror girl. She's a big horror girl. Horror girl. Horror girl. Always has been, always will be. Big horror girl. Love you, honey. You're the best. What are your thoughts on X-Men 97 so far? Outstanding. Episode 5 was incredible. And I watched the first 3. Disney sent me the first 3, so I didn't get to 5. I watched 5. I'm like, oh my God, this show is outstanding. If you guys haven't watched X-Men 97 yet, it is the best thing. Now, I say Loki Season 2, but Loki Season 2, Guardians 3, and X-Men 97. Those are the best 3 things Marvel has done in years. In years. X-Men 97 is outstanding. Awesome. Awesome. Just so good, guys. So good. And I think I have another super chat that I haven't gotten to yet. Yes, from the Cali Kid back, and as awesome as ever. Thoughts on Regal Forever favorites? I love them. Regal Forever favorites. What is that? Is that where they bring back the older films? I assume. I still haven't gotten out to, and Spider-Man 1's in the theater right now, and I haven't been able to get out to see it because when you've got a daughter, that is, I'm typing in Regal Forever favorite so I can make sure I know what it is. Because I'm all, the $5 where they're bringing it's the one where they're bringing the classics back, and only $5 movie tickets. You can't beat that. Again, it's hard for me where I have a baby. Even the newer films, man, I have to squeeze time to watch the new films, the new screenings that I don't get to travel and see. So yeah, I want to get back out and start watching classic films on the big screen. I really do. And it stinks that I can't right now. Year and a half, 2 years ago, I was doing that a little more often. And I really, really want to go see Spider-Man 2 when it's back in theaters next Tuesday or Wednesday, I believe. Somebody said, your daughter is a menace. No, she's the best. I love her. I love her so much. But she requires constant attention, which means I can't leave. When I want to leave, I can't leave. So I have to always be watching her. But I love her so much. Hang on. Do we have today's picture of her at the daycare? I think so. Yeah, that's a horrible picture. Let me find a picture because of the quality and the graininess. Let me find one that I took. Yes, that was her. Oh my God, how about this one? Oh, that one's so cute too. Okay, this was her sitting in her little seat, and we were feeding her carrots and Brussels sprouts. Which you may say, Austin, why are you feeding your daughter Brussels sprouts? Because she loves them. It's so weird. She doesn't like sweet stuff, okay? But she loves like vinegar, pickles, hot stuff. She picks up things off the floor and eats them sometimes. And I watched her crawl over to a jalapeno chip and pick it up off the ground and put it in her mouth. So I immediately panicked and ran over to her and pulled it out of her mouth before she choked on it. Have a kid, that happens all the time. But she loved it. And I'm like, girl, you like hot stuff. You like pickles. She sits and eats lemons and Brussels sprouts, broccoli, vegetables, things that kids should hate. She loves them. So maybe that's going to make life a lot easier down the road. Sweet stuff she'll eat, but she's got to be in the right mood, which is hilarious. You give her pears and peaches and that type of baby food, and she's like, But you give her some Brussels sprouts and carrots and some of that beef stuff, boy, oh boy, she eats it up. So What a weird way to start out her life, but it's awesome, and I think it's going to make things easy when she has to eat healthy. Oh my God, I love her. I love her so much. You sound like Peter B. Parker. Yeah, look, when you are a parent, you will sound like Peter B. Parker too. The idea of parents not just being obsessed with their kids evades my, it doesn't make sense to me, because I always said, I'm not going to be an obsessed parent. Come on. Those people are weird. What a bunch of weirdos. What a bunch of weirdos. No, I am. Because the second I saw that face, I said, nope, I am. I'm obsessed. It's outrageous. I try to contain it, but you ask, so I can't. What's your daughter's favorite Pixar movie? So she still hasn't understood movies yet. Really want to start her out with the Toy Stories and the Incredibles and the kind of those really early classics, and then kind of move into the new stuff. I want her to get obsessed with Moana. So when she's getting older and starts to understand things a little more, we'll get her hooked on Moana, because Moana's one that I love. I hope she loves. But again, she doesn't like it. She doesn't like it. We move on to the next thing. I'm not going to force my daughter to like things that she doesn't like, because she is her own woman. No, she's not. She's just a baby right now. But when she's 18, she will be her own woman. Oh my God, 18 years. How old am I going to be? I don't even want to do the math and calculate. It's going to make me. When she's a bit older, you both can dress up as Tony Stark and his daughter. Oh my God. Oh, it's so cute. Oh my God, it's so cute. X-Men 2, X-Men United, or X-Men Days of Future Past, the Rogue Cut. I'm going to go Days of Future Past, the Rogue Cut. I don't know if there's a huge distinction between that and the original cut. Obviously, the Rogue stuff's cool, but I still really like them both. I really enjoy them both. Wow, Austin's starting to sound old and boring. That is the best. Merle Jack. That's the best. Old and boring is the best, because it's better than being what I used to be, and that's young and stupid. So you want to be old and boring, because that's when you're not young and stupid, which is what I used to be, but I am not that now. No, I'm still stupid. What am I talking about? How would you rank the Omen movies? I haven't seen all of the Omen films. I would still probably put the original above this latest one, but I enjoyed this latest one. I thought it was good. I thought it was really good. Yo, Austin. Yo, what's going on? And I hate that some of you guys are joining now, because we are about to wrap up. We went past the hour mark. I don't know how we are here. You are not old. You're 35. I am not 35. I'm not even 30 yet. So we're still young, baby. Still young and kicking in our 20s. That is going to be over soon, but still here. So wait. Somebody said, what is your daughter's position on generative AI and art? Please be specific. That is hilarious. That is hilarious. Oh my God, man. That is outstanding. Oh my God. See, that's the thing though. Some people genuinely believe that kids that young, 2 and 3 years old, can make crazy decisions like that. Not that specifically, but like make decisions about themselves and like what the movies that they like and things like what they prefer. And I'm like, they're 2 and 3. They don't even know. They don't know. When I was 5 or 6, I wanted to be Goku. So, and I thought I could, but I didn't know anything, man. So maybe I'll teach her about generative AI art here in the next year or two and figure out her stance. But that was hilarious. Thank you so much. I just saw Arrival. What a great movie. Outstanding movie. I love that so much. Did you watch Thomas and Friends as a kid? That's actually one I didn't really watch, to be honest with you. I watched Roly Poly Oly. Did you ever see that? Bear in the Big Blue House. Blue's Clues, the original with Steve. Yeah, man, those are I just got a bomb of nostalgia. Did you ever see Roly Poly Oly or Bear in the Big Blue House or Out of the Box or Between the Lions? Dude, Between the Lions? Come on. That was outstanding. I need to do a video on just pure childhood nostalgia that I can think of, because those, for me, that's nostalgia. Outstanding. 52 isn't old at all. No, 52 isn't old. All right, 52 is young and spry, baby. Let's go, young and spry. I hope you're doing well and your family is well and all good. Yeah, we're great right now. We're great. I mean, you got the baby, so you've got the flu and the rotavirus and RSV and all those beautiful things. So we've been getting over and better and over and better and over that. But other than that, we're great. Feeling really good. I did have to have some cavities filled. So my face, I wanted to go live yesterday, but I had my cavities filled and my face was numb for about 4 hours. My wife told me to do it anyway because it would have been funny. But as the numbness started to wear off, I started to get really sore. So, but I almost did a live stream with half a face. And you guys could have called me two-face. It would have been so funny. Oh, my God. Austin, have you ever thought about coming to South by Southwest? I'm planning on going next year, so I'd love to meet you. Oh, Hayden, I would love to meet you. If I'm ever in that vicinity, again, I'm all the way in Kentucky, so really far. If I'm ever in that vicinity, I'll definitely let you guys know. Maybe I might do South by Southwest. We'll have to see. Because I know some people that live in that area, and I am very sure I would love to see some people that live in that area, so I think that might be a very fun thing to do. I would think about it. I definitely would think about it. That would be a fun one to do, especially seeing some other people do that this year. And I would love to just meet a lot of people, and you including Hayden, but some of those YouTubers, man, that would be really fun. Really, really fun. By the way, are you planning to visit my country anytime soon? Now, let's see, remind me which country you're in again. No X number sign. It's going to be hard for us to travel to any other country anytime soon because, again, with the baby and the hard not being able to really go anywhere with the baby, but my wife and I, we've always wanted to travel. Like really travel. Like we went to Hawaii and that was traveling, but I want to really travel one of these days. So maybe when Riley's older and we can get the grandparents to watch her and things like that. But I don't know. I don't know if I'll ever be traveling like that anytime soon. It'd be awesome if John tagged along as well. I think that would be super fun. Let's see what happened to your Hayden was. Whoa. Something happened with Hayden there. Okay, I think something happened with Hayden. I think StreamYard may have done something with Hayden. Hayden, don't worry if you're watching. I'll go in and fix that because I think something happened with your channel there. The StreamYard's glitching on me, baby. StreamYard, what are we doing? I used one with Sean Chandler that was a different platform, and we may have to switch to that because StreamYard's been acting up on me all day. But as long as the stream looks good, Hayden, don't worry. I think I'll get this fixed after the stream is over. Let's see what else. And why do you have less hair in the thumbnail? The thumbnails, some of them are 6 months old. Some of them are 8 months old. Some of them are from last week. So it's whichever one I feel like putting on there, to be honest with you. Rocky McFly, back again. If you could pick one, what is one film duology that you would most want a third movie to? Oh, that makes it a trilogy. Oh my God. Whoa, my God. What a great. Yeah, honestly, I love Blade Runner as a choice. I think Blade Runner would probably be my choice off the top of my head, Rocky. That's tough. I will have to think about that one. What are two movies? I need a third movie. Man, that's tough. Incredibles? I'd like to see another Incredibles. We've only got two right now. I feel like that's not enough. And I know a lot of people didn't like Incredibles 2 as much as Incredibles 1. Understandably, sure, I get it. But I would say... Incredibles is my answer off the top of my head, man. But that's tough. That's really tough. Yeah, I'd have to think about that, man. I'd have to think about that. Great question, though, Rocky. What do you guys think? What's a movie? Yeah, Kill Bill 3? That's a good one. Amazing Spider-Man? I don't know. I feel like the second movie was just kind of like... But then you've got the Andrew Garfield redemption arc, which we would see if we got Amazing Spider-Man 3, because they would do it justice. Yeah, that's a good one. But Kill Bill, man, that's great. I would love to see if he ever came out of retirement once he retires from this next movie and does another Kill Bill. That would be amazing. And of course, Doom 3. But we know we're getting Doom 3, so I don't want to count that. But yeah, Doom 3. I hesitate on Top Gun because Maverick was so good. And it's like, how do you replicate that? I don't know. I'd be interested, though. I mean, we know we're getting it. I'd be interested. I'm interested, but it makes me really, really nervous. Really nervous. But Blade Runner's a great example. Rocky McFly. Have you ever been to Star Wars Celebration? Oh, the Cali Kid, no, but I really want to go. I have wanted since, and it's an incredible experience. I will say, though, I've not been as in a Star Wars-y mood lately. I feel like I need some motivation. Maybe Andor Season 2 will be that motivation, but who knows? Who knows? And then we've got Collabs. You mentioned a classic horror, and boy, do I have a recommendation. Ooh, what is this? Haxan. Is that how you pronounce it? Haxan? A silent Swedish horror documentary, and I watched it on Max last Halloween. It legit blew me away. A must-watch. Ooh, okay. Let's go over to the Letterboxd. Let's go over to the Letterboxd and type in some Haxan. I hope I'm saying that right. And see what we got here. Haxan. Am I saying that correctly? Wow. Okay. It got some good reviews, man. Oh, I like that poster. Look at that. And I know you guys can't even see it. Please go look it up on Letterboxd. That's crazy. But just seeing the banner picture, that looks great. Yeah, this could be interesting. Let's add it to the watch list here. Yeah, that's great. Grave robbing, torture, possessed nuns, and the satanic Sabbath. Woo! Golly Wally. You're speaking my wife's language, all right? I better be careful because my wife's going to just start calling Golly Wally to ask for recommendations and not her movie critic husband. That looks great. I will definitely check that out, Golly Wally. That looks absolutely outstanding. Why is your daughter's name Riley? Well, funny enough, it's actually, and you wouldn't have known this, so it's not me calling you out. It's actually spelled Ryleigh because we like that spelling more. But to be honest, it's just a name that we went through multiple names and tried our best to get one down pat. And we both really adored that name, adored it. And I adored the spelling that we went with as well. So, it really has no significance prior to her. Jane is her middle name, and Jane is my wife's Nana's middle name, who actually just passed away. So, her middle name is kind of the family name that we're keeping going and kind of keeping it alive. And then we've got kind of the similar thing for if we ever have a boy, a family name in the middle, and then a different name at the start. But yeah, Riley is one that we both just fell in love with. We really, really enjoyed. And fun fact, Cody Leach has a daughter named Riley Jane. I have a daughter named Riley Jane, and I believe the spelling is the same for both. Do you want to know how Cody Leach and I bonded when we first met each other in Orlando? We talked about our daughters' names. It was incredible. Because he was talking about Riley, and I'm like, how does she spell it? And he said Ryleigh, and I said, what's her middle name? Jane. Yeah, well, you talk about just one of those moments where it's one of those stepbrothers like, did we just become best friends? It was so funny, man. I will never forget that conversation with Cody Leach, and that's kind of how I was able to, get in there and kind of open up to him and all of those things, man. Really, really cool. Really cool. It's fun to share that bond with someone, but it's even cooler to share that bond with someone that you respect that's in the same space as you. So yeah, I'm a big fan of Cody, if you can't tell. You and your wife's date night movies. Yeah, like I said, horror. She's a big horror gal. Man, we love comedies. We did game night recently. Remember Game Night a couple years ago? Great movie. Really funny movie. She loves putting on, though. Loves putting on. She's been begging me. Lord of the Rings. Let's start Lord of the Rings. Once again, we do it every year. We watch all 3 of them. It's not a date night movie, but it's a let's do this. Let's get it. And every year we do Lord of the Rings. Every 2 years we do the MCU, although we haven't done it lately with all the new movies. And then every year we do Harry Potter. Those are our 3 big ones that we go through. Although recently we did X-Men, and that was really fun. Really, really fun. Again, she loves X-Men. She's a big, big fan. Rank reviews. Do you watch Sean and Cody's 31 on 31 series? I've seen bits and pieces. I don't watch as much in this space as you think. I do, but normally it's when I can just kind of find the time. I'm normally in I love listening to football podcasts and sports podcasts and NFL podcasts and things like that. But when I do watch things in the space, it's of peers. And so I love watching Cody's vids on horror movies that I've never heard of. It's my favorite thing in the world. For Cody, it's my favorite thing. For Sean, I love watching his random little videos that he'll put sometimes on a second channel, his little news videos. It's my favorite thing to do with Sean. And his live streams that I'm not a part of are always really fun. Obviously with John, he's just the live stream king. I love watching John's lives, putting it on in the background, just hearing his opinions and things like that. And even though I could just text him and ask him, but I love watching those from John. And then obviously 3C Films, man, the news things that I know nothing about, the horror stuff. 3C's got it in the bag. He's a beast. And I was so tickled to text him and say, hey, man, you're in Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey too. He's like, yeah, I know. I was so pumped. I literally, when that came on screen, I'm like, 3C. And I didn't get my phone out in the theater, but as soon as I walked out of that screening, I'm like, I'm texting Chris. He was in the movie. It was so cool, man. It was so fun. So, yeah, lots of guys that I really, 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 really love and admire and appreciate on here. And it's cool to see guys like that succeed. And then you've got the other, like Sully and Zach Pope and, oh my God, Real James and man, Jaron and all these guys, man, just the best people. Rachel's reviews, she's actually like a friend. Like I really enjoy talking to Rachel's reviews. And Kay Maldo, I mean, I could go on for days. I met Perry Nemiroff. She was the nicest. She was just the sweet. What you expect Perry Nemiroff to be is what she was. She was so sweet. I've met her twice, actually. Coy Jandro's great dude, full of energy, just a ball of energy. He was literally what you expect Coy Jandro to be. Nicest guy in the world. I mean, and would I tell you if I didn't like any people in the space? No, of course I wouldn't tell you that. There are people that I know things about that I don't like or really respect. But most of the people that I've met are awesome. They are what you expect them to be from there on camera. Oh, yeah, Chris from Filmstock. You know, we haven't really interacted, but we've messaged each other a couple of times. He just seems like a great guy. It's funny because he's been at MegaCon when I wasn't at MegaCon, and he was there on the days that I wasn't there when I was actually there. It's like we've never actually met up before, but he seems like a great guy. So, yeah, just so many people in the space. And then, you know, obviously we've got the ones that I know things about and that aren't the best, but haven't really interacted with them. So who's to say? But yeah, man, I really enjoy doing what I do, mostly because of the relationships that I'm able to make with the just outstanding and wonderful and big-hearted people in this industry. And then you got, I mean, even people on X. And I know it's a film Twitter is the worst sometimes. And I got some people over on X, and I'm just like, these are great people. You got some poopy heads, some people that I've had to unfollow because they're like, why don't you dislike this movie more, man? Be a man. I'm just like, shut up. Get off the freaking internet, dude. But for the most part, really cool people. Let's see here. Got more people saying more things. What about the Normies Blind Wave? I've never interacted with either of those, so I don't really have much to say about them. Never interacted with John Campia. never interacted with Stuckman or Johns. So, and I have not met the real rejects yet, although I have done like very brief interactions that were good, that were really good. Sean Chandler told me they are exactly who you expect them to be, just really energetic, good guys. So really cool, man. I liked having the deeper discussions with y'all. Seriously, man, this was fun. This was really fun. I told my wife an hour, so I've really got to go. I needed to go 20 minutes ago. Thank you all so much for being here. Genuinely amazing. Stay tuned because tomorrow we are doing something that I think is really cool. A little ungentlemanly warfare, if you will. We're going to do that review. And then this weekend, Rebel Moon, Abigail, couple of series reviews for you. And then I have a video I want to get out there. My way too early Oscar predictions. Maybe we'll find some time for that this weekend, possibly on Saturday or Sunday. You guys are awesome. So awesome. Have you seen Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare? Yes, I just got back from my screening right before this. And that review is coming out tomorrow. So notifications, man, turn those notifications on so you get those. And greatest hits review, probably just on Letterboxd, but really, really enjoyed it. So if you guys don't have me on Letterboxd, go check that out as well. Bring your daughter to go see A Quiet Place 2. Talk about scarring her for life, man. Start them young. That's another thing I talked about with Cody Leach. Like, start the horror movies early, baby. Get them going. That's incredible. Thank you guys for being amazing. I'm going to go spend some time with my beautiful wife. And, man, it's just been a great time. Let me make sure I didn't miss a super chat. Rocky McFly, channel legend. Fred, the Cali Kid, The Shape of Soup, Akash, and Kali Wally. I think I got everybody here. Yeah, thank you guys for the super chats today. Amazing. And signing off, I think, let's see, I can't tell how many likes we have for some reason. It's not showing me this time. But if you guys want to like the video on your way out so more people can see it in the future, thanks for being amazing. Love y'all. And I'll see you very soon. Bye-bye.